In my Discord, somebody suggested for me to make a video about some of the forgotten cars in GTA 5 Online. I was like, you know what? That's a pretty good idea. There is a ton of vehicles in this game, and so many of them you rarely ever see anymore. So we're going to be going over a couple today. I hope you guys go on to enjoy the video. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and without further ado, let's get into it. One car that I think is forgotten about in GTA Online is the T20. Now I know you still see these from time to time, but it's fairly rare nowadays. The T20 cost $2.2 million and was released with the Ill-Gotten Gains Part 2 update. Guess when this was released? July 8th of 2015. 2015! It feels like that update was released like 2 years ago, not 6 years ago. That is just insane. I literally remember when it came out, I ran home from school during my lunch break to bang out some videos and try some of the new cars. And when this car came out, I absolutely loved it, but you rarely ever see it anymore. And one reason why I think that is because if you go on Legendary Motorsports and you scroll down, you're not going to find this car until you get down to the 35th row, which is just insane. A lot of people probably don't even scroll that far down because when they want to buy a car, they want to buy one of the newer ones, not one that is 35 rows down on a website. The T20 used to be one of the most expensive cars in GTA Online and one of the best cars to use in races. Practically everybody used it. When that update was released and this car came out along with a lot of other vehicles, it was the start of GTA 5 and money, I guess, if you know what I mean, because these updates costed an absolute fortune. With other vehicles like the Luxor Deluxe and Swift Deluxe being released, it's officially when things started to cost a lot of money. And back then, we thought, damn, nothing's going to be more expensive than this. But little did we know, there was a lot more coming. But the T20 is fairly forgotten about, and I would love to see it more in GTA Online. By the way, be sure to check out Digizani. They'll hook you up with tons of discounted games and in-game currency for dozens of your favorite games, like GTA 5, Fortnite, and many more. Don't forget to use code Frolics at checkout for a 10% discount. Another car that's forgotten about in GTA 5 is the Adder. I rarely ever see anybody drive this car around nowadays, and if you wanted to buy it, you have to scroll down to the 45th row on Legendary Motorsports, which is just insane. Most of the new players that come into this game, they go on Legendary Motorsports, they see all these cool new cars coming out, and they'll buy those. Half of them probably don't even scroll all the way to the bottom and see all of the OG vehicles when GTA 5 was first released, which is probably one of the reasons why you never see this car driving around anymore. Back when GTA first came out, having the Adder was a huge flex, being the one and only car valued at $1 million. And we all thought that was super expensive. Man, it would be so funny to go back in time and talk to some people who were playing GTA in 2013 and ask them, what do you guys think GTA is going to be like in 2021? I bet you that they would say there would be jetpacks, a new map, real cars, mansions, yacht that we could drive, and a bunch of other crazy shit. I mean, some of that actually happens, but not in the way we wanted. It's pretty much just a bunch of expensive vehicles and some new adversary modes, I'm not gonna lie. But honestly, GTA is still pretty fun, and like I said, if you were to ask them back then, they were probably gonna be like, what the hell, GTA 5 is still relevant in 2021? I thought GTA 8 would be out by then, but who knows. But the Adder is a really awesome car. One thing I love about it is the rear end. I think Rockstar did a phenomenal job on it. It's a beautiful vehicle, but you just rarely ever see it anymore in GTA 5. I really hope that Rockstar will make an updated version of the Veyron in GTA Online because that was one of the very first cars that got me into loving cars in real life. And I absolutely love the car. And if there was a remake of it, I would drive that shit every day. Another forgotten about car is the Vapid Bullet, located on the 47th row on the Legendary Motorsports website. This car only cost $155,000, which is an absolute steal because the car is a beautiful 4GT. But you rarely ever see anyone driving this car anymore because Rockstar released a new version of it. As you guys know, the Vapid FMJ is the more modern version of the 4GT, and obviously this one is the classic version, I guess. I personally like the look of this one just a little bit more, but now since the FMJ is in the game, this car is just sitting in the Legendary Motorsports warehouse collecting dust. I remember this car very vividly though, because a long time ago when my friend first got GTA 5 on the PS4, he spawned at the old casino in his yellow and blue Bullet, and the very first thing he did was kill me. So whenever I think of this car, I think of that moment a very long time ago. It's honestly a really nice car, but it wasn't the best either in terms of performance. it really couldn't compete with many of the other supercars that were in the game at the time. And honestly, when I was driving it around now, I realized this car can't turn for shit. The handling is really, really bad on it, but it does sit pretty. But I still saw tons of people driving this car around back then, and it's so sad that you rarely see any of these cars anymore. And if you decide to buy one and drive it around, it just brings back all of the good memories from back in the day when we come home from school or work, hop on GTA 5, and play for hours, desperately waiting for the Heist DLC to come out. Those really were the good old days, and like a lot of people say, you really just wish you knew they were the good old days before you actually realized they were the good old days. Because if I knew that they were the good old days, man, I would have done so much more back then and just cherished the time just a little bit more. You guys get what I mean? Anyways, that is gonna wrap the video up for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. There is still tons of forgotten about cars in GTA Online, so if you want to see another episode of this, be sure to drop a like on the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.